All right, everybody, it's the exciting conclusion to how to pack your bike properly for shipment.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get on topic. Hey everybody, it's Thomas with Get Out Arizona, and you are watching another fantastic episode of Toolbox Topic. And I'm joined once again by my co-host, Brandon Van Leuven. Brandon, how you doing?
Top of the morning.
Yeah, top of the morning to you. It's actually the same morning. Again, we film all these episodes, try to as many at one time as we possibly can. And we're coming to you once again from the Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix in Goodyear, Arizona, because it's where the cool kids hang out. And me, yep, I know, it's the same old shtick, but it gives me continuity, and I'm on the spectrum, so what do you want from me? Today, part 2 on how to properly pack your bike for shipment, which is a service that Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix offers, $70 plus shipping, and that does include the box, in case you're wondering. And if you didn't see part 1, I'm gonna have the link right up there somewhere in a card. Go ahead and check that out as we talk a little bit as far as the differences between a hard case and the cardboard box, which you'll see here momentarily. Brandon,
let's get started.
Get started. Talk about the process, whatever you need to do. I'm not doing anything, guys. You'll see me in the background drinking my coffee, and I may be asking questions or providing directions. Yeah. But other than that, this is all Brandon's deal.
All right, I'm just gonna dive right in.
Dive right in.
The first thing we want to do, here's what we're gonna take off to get it to fit in the box. We're gonna take off all the accessories.
What's in the box?
We're gonna take off the.
I couldn't resist. This is from 7, dude. At the end, Brad Pitt.
Oh,
what's in the box?
That's right. Is this his wife's head or something like that? Yeah. So we're gonna end up taking off the water bottle cages, any accessories you have. I would take off Garmin computers, things like that.
Okay.
Water bottle cages, we're going to take the pedals off, front wheel has to come off, and along the way we're going to show you things as we do this, how to keep the bike best protected.
Yeah.
Handlebars also going to come off as well, and we'll go from there. I'm going to dive in. I'm going to start by taking off these pedals.
Okay.
And the water bottle cages.
Yeah. So guys, as we go along with this, and Brandon's doing this, we're going to be cutting in and out. I'm not going to show you a 45-minute video of him disassembling a bike. So there'll be fade in, fade out, what I think is probably most relevant or important to the process. But if you have any questions at all, comment down below. You're fine. Comment down below and we will obviously answer them, or you can follow the link to Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix and talk to Brandon or one of the guys here and ask your questions directly to one of them. So just to kind of give you a heads up on how this video is going to go. So without further ado, let's keep going.
Right now we're removing the handlebar because we were going to tuck this in alongside the frame, probably with some zip ties.
Okay.
And obviously it won't fit in the box if the handlebar is on here.
Now, and I have to ask this question, do they make a special hard case where you can leave the handlebars on?
I have not seen one. They do make...
Because you would think with the road bike, it's not as wide for the mountain bike, so they might make something for the drop bar.
They do. I don't know if you've ever seen it. They, I think it's either Pro's Closet that has it, or maybe it might be Canyon or one of those online companies. They have a box. Looks like a huge triangle wedge. Oh. In which case, the handlebar can remain on for that. I have not seen one in person, though.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Neither have I, but I have to ask.
But they're out there. They are. I have seen them. So I remove the handlebar. I'm putting the faceplate back on.
Yeah,
and keeping it snug just so all the parts stay together.
I was gonna say, you don't want to open up the bike to go to put it together and you're missing shit.
You don't know how many times we have bikes shipped here and they're missing certain parts. It's like the things that we see that are typically gone the most are the quick release skewers, the through axles.
Okay.
Those are usually not with the bikes. So we want to be as accurate as possible when repacking everything, just to make sure everything's still in there. So to me, you could also put this in an accessory box where the water bottle cages and the pedals are going. Okay. But to me, I feel like this is the best way to go. It's not going anywhere once I put the faceplate back on. Once you put those back in.
So yeah, no, it's a good idea.
Now that we have this handlebar off, a couple of tips for us while we're doing this.
Pro tip.
First thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the fork around. This is gonna, if your box is kind of on the smaller side,
right,
this is gonna help take a little bit of a distance off the front.
Now, what do you do if it's got that frickin' knock block from Trek?
You can pop that off.
Okay.
And spin them, or remove the stem. You can remove the stem.
I don't remember what video it was. I kind of complained about the knock block. I get why they have it, but dude, seriously, sometimes it's a hindrance as opposed to a blessing. So I'll link some video up top right now just to, you know, let you guys know. You could watch something else other than this.
So 2 things that are very important.
Oh, 2 things that are very important.
We've removed
the bell notification icon and the like.
That'll be 3 things.
Yeah,
then.
and subscribe too. That's actually 4 altogether, but don't forget to do those, guys.
Now that we've removed the front wheel, now our front caliper is a hydraulic caliper. We're susceptible.
Oh, you got to put the wedge.
We're going to put a brake block. Inside there.
Yep.
So that just in case I accidentally squeeze the brake, I don't lock up the caliper.
Right.
So that is in there for shipping. And what I'm also going to do is, if you have a drivetrain bike like this one is, what we're going to do is we're going to move all the derailleurs inboard as far as we can. That's going to protect it. This is a 1x system, so I don't have a front derailleur. But what I am going to do is move that rear derailleur all the way to
Probably
the outside.
should have done that when we had the pedals on and the handlebar up, just to kind of.
Could have done that.
Yeah.
But it's easy enough.
But yeah.
So now everything's tucked inside. It's just further away from the outside of the box where it could potentially get damaged. Again, front derailleur, we would do the same thing as well. I have seen as well, some people will remove the derailleur entirely. Yeah. That's fine. Pack it up in a bag and just kind of tuck it in there. That's acceptable as well. We don't do that here. We don't have any issues with it. So we just tuck everything in.
There you go.
So brake block is in. We've tucked in the drivetrain, and we have reversed the fork and stem. We're ready to start packing up.
All right. Pack it up, pack it in. Let me begin.
Can I keep talking?
You can talk all you want, Brandon.
So I'm going to start with the front wheel. My quick release skewer that's on the front, we're going to keep this with all our accessories. This is going to go in a little bit into our accessory box, but I'm just keeping everything in one place for the moment. We talked about removing the derailleur hanger. Some people also remove the disc rotors or the rotors for transport. Perfectly fine as well if you want to do that. The packaging that we get has a rotor protector in there. That's going to go like that. And it seems to be pretty effective, so we're not going to remove that and extend the process. So my rotor's protected. We're ready. We're done with the front wheel. Sometimes when the box is a little bit smaller too, things that help are removing the air from the tires. That'll allow us to compact things a little bit better. So, you know, we could potentially gain a couple inches in length by removing the air from the tires, if you need to. All right, I'm gonna start packing her up. Now for time's sake, I'm kind of gonna do a little bit of a half-ass job, I guess. We're not gonna go too crazy, but if you're doing this on your own bike, feel free. Use any packing materials you can find to protect the frame. You can use packing paper, bubble wrap, anything you want, anything that's going to protect that frame, the more the better, no problem. And again, these are all packing materials that the bike actually comes in from the factory, so we're reusing all of them. Do something like that. So another little tidbit that you want to add in here is both road bikes and mountain bikes. What you want to do is use a, I guess for lack of a better word, like a block as well for the fork. Because when you remove the wheel and the axle from the wheel, we have potential for the fork to get crushed. So using something like this, see if this will work. This one will require the quick release, I guess. But this little block, you should have on hand too. You can make one out of things from home, but this will help in case the box gets some weight on it, it'll keep it from getting smashed.
Just basically a dowel. Important. It's like a spacer dowel.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. There's a bunch of different kinds of these, so that's all.
Yeah. PVC pipe, anything like that, that's going to fit in between there and keep that.
Yep, that's right.
Cool
beans. But especially your like carbon fiber road forks that are very flexible in this direction. We want to protect those as well. That. Now when it's time to tuck in the handlebar, especially for road bikes, triathlon bikes are the worst because they have the aero bars on them. They seem to be pretty complicated, removal and packing them up. So it might take on your behalf just a little bit of finagling to get it to fit inside the frame, things like that. But it can be done. This one has a nice handlebar one here. Nice. It came with a nice handlebar box that we can use. And so what we're going to eventually try to do is kind of fit it into the frame somewhere along the side where we don't also want to pinch the cables. We have those hydraulic brake hoses. We have the cable housings. So we want to be very careful not to get the kinks in those things or to damage them in any way.
And if worst comes to worst, you don't necessarily need to put the handlebars in a box. You could zip tie it to the frame in a way that
you could. Yep. And still, instead of if you don't have a box, if you just want to wrap them up with some packing materials, that's fine too.
Towel, something along those lines.
Yeah. So this is looking pretty good here. All right. You get the idea. We're just trying to protect the bike any way we can.
Yep. Would you like some help getting the bike in the box?
So if this was an actual pack job, I would probably be doing a little more taping of all the packing materials and protect the stem, things like that. But we'll get the idea. Again, I can't reiterate it enough. The more package materials you put on there, the better the bike's going to be.
Right, absolutely.
So I'm going to take this off because we do need to remove the saddle and the post. And what we always do is we kind of just let it sit there like that. It'll sit on its own. We can remove this. And collar, be careful. Make sure you either close the collar or put the collar inside the accessories box because this also comes off very easily and can get lost in shipping. In this case, we tend to just leave the collar on, but we do make sure that it's tight on there so it won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So now is
putting it in the box?
Now's a bit of a tricky part.
Okay.
What we want to do is tuck in the rear wheel. The crank, the non-drive crank arms are actually going to go in between the spokes here. That's why I put in that little crank protector.
Oh shit, yeah. That is tricky.
It is a little tricky, especially when everything is off the bike like it is now. What I like to do is point the cranks down first.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. No, I point them up.
I was going to say.
I point the crank up, and then I can slide that crank in there, and then it'll move to the side in a moment. So we want the cranks to be horizontal when we put it in the box. We don't want them facing down because they'll touch stuff. And it is.
Stop touching me.
And it is good to have a partner in this situation.
Yeah.
This is working good. And now what I want to do is make sure that the wheel is not going to impact the frame in any spot, but I've done a good job of putting packaging wherever there's going to be spokes or metal on metal.
Yep.
I'm going to grab that box. Is that going to be a problem?
No, go ahead. Now, guys, it's just me and Brandon. There's no one operating the camera, so if the framing's a little wonky, have a little grace, please. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. Oh, yeah, look at that.
In there beautifully. And what's nice about this handlebar is it'll just fit right nice on top there. And that's pretty.
All right.
That's pretty damn nice. Again, double checking everything once it's in there. I want to make sure that no metal on metal. I want to make sure that everything's nice and taut.
We're gonna slide this over a little bit.
I'm going to make sure all my accessories are packed away in a box. The saddle The saddle also has some packaging that's proprietary.
Wow. Now, here's one thing you can look at it doing it this way, as opposed to buying a case. For those people that are a little bit more environmentally conscious. You're essentially recycling. This box has already seen one life, shipping the box to your bike shop, and now has the potential to see another life being used to ship your bike to your event. Not only, you're careful unpacking it at your event, you can use it to reship it back to your bike shop. So I think that's a good thing too.
So the saddle typically goes on this end.
Oh yeah, look at that. Like that. Man, fancy.
And this is pretty damn close how it comes from the factory now.
Right.
I have a box for the accessories. It's unassembled.
Yeah, and you guys get the point. So we're going to cut away and get to the end. But there's the other box for the accessories that Brandon's putting together, and then that's it. As he throws the pedals in there and everything. All right.
Tape up, everything taped up, and then wedge this guy on top like that.
All right, everybody. So we're going to tip this forward just a little bit. Hopefully you can kind of see in there. Yeah, and again, it's kind of hard being the one-man show. Brandon, that was really cool. That came apart really nicely. And again, bikes are pieces, and they go together a certain way and they come apart a certain way. But the packaging, man, that was really
And I did choose. When I chose my box, all those things, I did choose a mountain bike package box. If you have a road bike, ask if you have a road bike package box.
Right.
Because that'll have more specific packaging for the configuration.
Yeah, no, that worked out really well. So, and before we get into our outro, I do want to thank Andrew Johnson again for, he didn't necessarily make the suggestion about the video, but it was him asking, hey, if Trek shipped boxes or bikes, that kind of spurred this video on. So thank you once again. And just a reminder to anybody watching, comment down below if there's something you want to see us do. Again, within reason, we will definitely try to accommodate.
Last thing, box is still open. Obviously, we're going to retape this thing.
Yeah.
I found out, tape the top and the bottom. Make sure the bottom, they're stapled from the factory, but I still put a couple on the bottom as well, just because they pick them up so violently that sometimes they come out the bottom. So.
Goddamn shippers. So, all right, my friends, on that note, hit the like, subscribe, and bell notification icon, please. It helps out the video immensely, and you'll be kept up to date on all the Get Out Arizona videos, whether it's toolbox topic, trail video, or otherwise. There's going to be some links down below. Trek Bicycle Stores of West Phoenix is the most important one. If you have any questions about the video today, any questions about bikes in general, any other videos, give Brandon and his guys and gals a call. Super great group down here. They'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. Social media, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, the devil's work. But if you want to keep up to date on all our day-to-day affairs, that's where you do it. The other links are affiliate links, my friend, which means if you follow one of those links and make a qualifying purchase, you won't be charged any extra money, but we will receive a commission. And again, it helps out the channel greatly with park passes, gas money, and coffee money. So on that note, my friends, I can't thank you enough. We're coming to an exciting conclusion to the year. It's been a fantastic year. We're going to have an episode on Christmas gift ideas coming up for the the cyclist in your life, and some more bike showcases, some other really cool stuff, guys. So stay tuned, and as always, thank you for your support. So what do we say now? Be kind to yourself and others. Be amazing stewards out on that trail, and we have to ask, what are you waiting for?
Get out, Arizona.
Yeah. We'll see you on that next adventure. Take care, everybody. Brandon, we'll see you next week, buddy.